Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, guys? It is D-Dun here, the most chill COD player, bringing some more Black Ops 2. This gameplay you're going to be watching is going to be, I think, the first in a series I'm going to call Domination. Because, you know, a lot of times, especially in this game where the kill streaks are so powerful, you run into situations where you get your streaks, but then your teammates triple cap, and which, I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's the point of the game. Easy wins. But you know, they triple cap, the game ends early, and you still get a really good score line, but it's not like, you know, a 90 plus, 100 plus, something like that. So this series, Domination, will be a series of those gameplays where, you know, I get a good score line. It's definitely not bad by any means, but, you know, it's not amazing, but the game's just in super early. So this game that you're going to be watching is a 71-1, and the game ends, I think we're like 200 to 60, something like that. So pretty solid win. Pick up, like I said, 71-1. So, you know, a 71 KD game is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. As you can see at the bottom right hand corner, I'm using the Lodestar, Dogs, and Swarm. But these won't be Call of Duty commentaries most likely, and what I actually want to talk about today is going to be the like sports, my sports history, what I played, what I like to play, what I like now, all that good stuff. So let's get right into it. So I started off playing a bunch of, like, you know, summer rec leagues and stuff like that. You know, t-ball and baseball and summer soccer. You know, just stuff hosted by my local parks and recreation. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. By the local parks and recreation, that's what you want to call it. So yeah, t-ball, baseball, and soccer was pretty much what I played in the summer. And then once I got into grade school and everything, I started playing. Sorry, my baby's cracking me up. If you can hear in the background, but I started playing basketball, running track, playing football. 7th grade wasn't really too exceptional for me, just because, you know, puberty hadn't quite set in yet, so I was still a little awkward and a little clumsy. You know, not the most athletic person, but once 8th grade kicked in and I had puberty on my side, I actually became pretty athletic. My 8th grade year, you know, played football, did really well. I mean, it's 8th grade, so you just kind of play whatever. I think for some reason, I guess I was fairly big for my age, so they put me on the defensive line. And then when I played basketball, I was a forward. I mean, in middle school, basketball positions aren't really. There's not really too much to them. You know, you just kind of, there was just like a lot of layups and a lot of free throws. That was pretty much our games. But my 8th grade year, I broke my pinky during a game. I went up for a rebound. I went up for a rebound, grabbed the ball, and this guy grabbed the ball above me, and when he pulled it down, he pulled it straight down onto my finger and actually fractured my pinky. So I wasn't able to play the last game or the last tournament of the season, and we ended up losing every single game. And then when they did the player awards at the end of the year, my team voted me the team MVP, which was pretty cool. I was definitely really proud of that at the time. So that was a lot of fun. And then transitioning into high school, you know, I didn't actually plan on playing football at all. Planned on playing just only basketball and track, just because I hadn't been, you know, too successful at football, I guess. So I didn't actually play my freshman year. The high school head coach did try to convince me to play, pulled me aside and said, you know, I've watched you play, you're athletic, you should definitely, you know, try it out, but I didn't. And then going to some high school football games and seeing how big they were in the community and everything, I finally decided to play my sophomore year. As far as freshman year went, you know, I ran track. I did pretty good. I ran varsity in the varsity meets in track my freshman year, and picked up a few medals, placed in some meets, and you know, just started JV basketball. The first couple of weeks I did practice with the varsity. but I guess I just wasn't consistent enough, so I was not able to play varsity as a freshman. But moving on to my sophomore year, like I said, I did play football. I did really, really well, actually. I got to play in a couple varsity games. I played running back and corner, and let's see, basketball. I was still a forward slash shooting guard. Um, and then track actually did really, really well that year. Let's see, what did I do in track? I mean, I placed in every single meet that I went on. I ran the open 100, the open 200, the 4x1, and the 4x2. So I was a sprinter, not really a long distance runner. And then let's see, junior year. Junior year was very interesting for me because I was, I was used to starting pretty much every game I'd ever played in any sport. But we got a new basketball coach. And after all those years of success, for whatever reason, I'm sure he had his reasons, but after on my junior year, we got this new basketball coach, and I played about a total of 5 minutes the entire season. I really, really thought about quitting. I thought about quitting a lot, just because I was getting really frustrated. The coach was just an absolute douchebag. He would just yell at me, and he had this really weird Southern accent. And there was times when I literally just couldn't understand him just because he sounded so much like a fucking redneck. But I hated that guy. And then junior football year went pretty well, except for they moved me to wide receiver and corner. And I played in a really small, like, podunk high school team, so we didn't run the ball at all. Or we only ran the ball, we never passed it. So I never really, I guess got any really good plays. Not too much. There was one, but I think it was my senior year. So let's just go ahead and transition to that. My senior year, I played football. As a lot of the other upperclassmen were pretty big douchebags. They didn't put in the work that you need to. So they didn't play, or they didn't, go to weights and stuff like that in the summer. And we ended up, losing the really crucial games. And I feel like a lot of that is attributed to the fact that they didn't put in the effort when they needed to when it wasn't football season. But I did do pretty well. My one glory moment was homecoming. It was the first or second play of the game. I got a 75-yard touchdown, which was pretty sweet. And I didn't play basketball because we had the same coach and he was a douchebag. And then also my junior year, I forgot to mention, I injured my leg running track. I injured my leg running track, so I didn't actually, get to run that much my senior year. And instead, I played golf. It was the first year we had golf at our high school, so I decided to give it a shot. And I played in the top 5. So anyway, that was my experience. Sorry, real quick, guys. The commentary, the end of it got cut off, so I just added this little part in. That was my sports history. If you enjoyed, feel free to leave a like. If you didn't, then dislike.